Sorry guys, winter's here. It's pretty nasty outside. We got some wind, snow everywhere. It's gonna be hard to find some tinder, but we got a ferro rod to test out. So let's get to a location. We'll set up, see if we can get a fire going, and have some lunch. So all this nice light stuff, that's the stuff I want. Look at that. That's the stuff you gotta pick off. For crap. I don't know if you can see that, but everything's covered in ice. This will be a tough test. Sorry guys, today the mission is to start a fire with the Ferrofire Survival Fire Starter XL or XXL. So far, I've played around with this a little bit. Very interesting. Ferro rod's pretty good. I've tested it with their striker and with another one. And well, we're just going to go through the paces, get a fire started, get some lunch going, and we'll know right away if this works. You can see the environment we're in here today. It has snowed all morning. It rained all night. So a lot of the sticks and twigs that I picked up this morning were on the way in, were really covered in snow and ice. And I did find some sheltered stuff that I put inside my tinder pack here, a little bit of birch bark and a little bit of dry sticks. But for the most part, everything else was covered in crap. So let's see if we can get this fire started. I've already started on the prep, so I'm gonna go ahead and break up some sticks. I'm gonna lay down a tarp so I don't get all soaking wet, and then we'll move on from there and see if we can get this puppy lit with this bad boy. But first, we'll go over some specs, and I'll show you what this guy's all about, and dimension, size, and weight, and all that kind of thing. Okay, so let me set this guy up, and we'll go about it. So the total length of this ferro rod is 6 1/8 inches long, from tip of the cap to tip of the lanyard loop. And this guy's only coming in a 1 inch in diameter, nice and small, makes it comfortable to carry. The ceramic striker is approximately 1 inch. You have a ruler on the back end of the cap. You've got comfortable, really comfortable, and good grip, kind of knurling on here. Really good grip. It gives you a firm purchase on your ferro rod while you're striking it. Got your lanyard loop on the back end. So let's open her up, take a look at the ferro rod. So the strikeable length of this ferro rod is 2 3/16 long. And it is 3/8 in diameter. Ferro rod is also removable and replaceable, so you've probably got close to another I don't know, maybe 7/16 or so of threading on there that will fit into your handle, and it is extremely durable. There's no worrying about you ever having this cap break off, so that's pretty good. You've got your O-rings here on the caps, on the handle and the cap, and these will protect it from water to keep your contents that are inside of the storage compartment in the handle nice and dry. So we'll open that up, and you've got a compass on the inside, and it also comes with some cotton balls and some so I guess they're stormproof matches or something. I'll give you a quick look at that. So there you go. The total weight of this guy is 125 grams or 4.4 ounces. Really nice, comfortable, light little kit. It's kind of nice looking too, and I'm very curious to see how this is going to spark up. So let's go ahead. We'll get our fire lay going, and then we'll just start sparking away and get a fire going, because it is cold out here today, and I need to get some food on and a hot chocolate. So let's get it done. So alright, just to use the kit as it's intended, we will take out one of these little fluffy cotton balls here, stretch her out, create the surface area we need. There we go. I'm not going to put it directly on the ground because it's just going to soak up the humidity from the ground and get it all wet. As you can see, the ground is covered in snow. So we'll just go ahead and hit this with a spark. Now, I do know that some people like to strike it from a distance. I don't. I like to put my ferro rod right on the end And there we go. There's your flame, guys. So we'll go ahead and give that a try first with some birch bark. Okay, so we're going to try two methods. We'll try sparking down and we'll try pulling back. We'll see which one works better, and hopefully we'll be able to get this lit here. There we go. Now, we got the fire lit, but the materials are so soaking wet that hopefully it'll catch, it'll dry out in time. We'll see. Spread that out, let the air get to it. That works. Works just fine. Sorry guys, as you can see, we did have success. We got our fire started, everything's lit. We're adding super soaking wet wood to this thing and it's still lighting. Now, I was fortunate enough today to walk into the woods and find a backside of a birch tree that didn't get soaked with the snow. That was lucky. How would it work with marginal materials? I don't know yet, but so far I'd have to say that this was absolutely a win. Now, I did it with natural tinders, but the kit is actually intended to use with cotton. So I figure we can just go ahead and set up another piece of cotton and see if we can get it started. But I think the proof is in the pudding. If you can find dry materials, or you can create the properties you need, this ferro rod or any ferro rod will light up your tinder. It really comes down to is your skill set. Sorry guys, there was one thing I forgot to mention. Is the striker on this guy is kind of ambidextrous. So whichever way you hold it, you've got these little scallops on the inside here, or finger grooves, that you can get a good purchase on this striker for you. And you could either strike it with your left hand, or you can strike it with your right hand using the other side. And of course the right hand's going to work better than the left because I'm right-handed, but yeah, either way we'll generate sparks for you. As you saw, I got that fire started quite easily with that ceramic scraper. I also like to use a knife. That's what I use normally. But the good thing about the ceramic scraper is it will save your knife from getting all scraped up. But just to show you that it does work, I don't usually like to use my belt knife. I like to use my Leatherman from time to time, but I'll show you them both anyway for those of you who want to see the quality of the ferro rod. The ferro rod's great. You're getting all kinds of sparks off of that. That's no problem. And if you want to see what it looks like with the Leatherman, which is also another very common use for ferro rods, is a lot of people like to use the saws, and the saws too. Works fantastic, sparks like crazy, and that's just for you guys, so you guys know that this is a quality ferro rod, and it will light. So if you find the striker a little bit uncomfortable or a little bit awkward to use, and you want to keep on doing how you do it, I'm here to tell you this will work. It'll work just fine. The ferro rod's a good quality ferro rod, sparks nice hot sparks. It'll get the fire done. The proof is right there, and I'll show it to you now. Fire's going real well, and we're about to go ahead, settle down, set up the chair, and get some hot chocolate on. So, Give that chocolate milk a little stir. There we go. All that hard work. Now it's time for the victory dance. Got a couple of smokies with some West Island Fire habanero mustard. Should be good. Ooh. Mm-hmm. That was hot. Sorry guys, just to give you some final thoughts on this fire kit here. I gotta tell you, sure works great. I was able to light the fire. As you saw, conditions aren't the best. I was able to poke around and actually find some good material, but it took me a while. I did actually film the branches coming in, the soaking wet branches. You saw those. Those were just a nasty mess. But we were able to get everything started, everything fine with the striker. For the field test, I did want to try it with different strikers just to see the quality as to how I'm used to using it. But I did go ahead and light the fire with the ceramic rod, or the ceramic striker, just to be true to the kit. So all things considered, yes, this will light fires. It catches fire fine. It's a pretty good idea. And inside here, if you guys use your imagination, you can personalize the stuff that you want to carry in there if you want to. You know, you can cut a piece of fat wood to length. You can put a separate scraper in there if you want to, a backup. A small pen knife even would fit in there. All kinds of little things you can do with that. So, but just having some cotton balls, some greased up cotton balls in there, it'll light, it'll stay lit, and you should be able to get a fire started in any conditions. But just that said, regardless of the quality, the size, the length of your ferro rod, what comes down to is practice. So do I recommend one of these? Absolutely, but I also recommend you work on your skill set and you practice. And once you get used to using a ferro rod, you know, you'll be able to light a fire in any conditions. And that's why I prefer to use a ferro rod as my primary fire source. So that said, guys, I just want to say thanks a lot to Ferrofire for sending this out to me. I really appreciate it. Guys, you got a pretty cool product here. I like it. It's nice and light. It's functional. It's comfortable. It doesn't slip. And you can carry some backup tinder inside the handle, which is just great. And you know, I'll probably end up putting this in one of my kits or inside my car or in my backpack or just flopping around from kit to kit, and I carry it with me. So for the next few times I head on out, you'll see me using this guy, getting this out, getting more practice with it. And if anything happens to come up, like always, anything happens to the construction of this along the way, I will definitely be back with another video to let you guys know of what happened, how it failed, or whatever it is. But looking at the construction of this, I don't see this failing at all. It's very, very well built. I'm impressed. So thanks again to Ferrofire. I'm going to enjoy my coffee here. I'll see you guys soon. You guys get out and explore, practice with your ferro rods, and don't forget to check inside the description here for the address to Ferrofire, and you can go ahead and check out the rest of their products and keep an eye on them. I have a feeling you're going to see a lot of cool things coming up from them. So thanks for watching, guys. You guys get out and explore, and I'll see you on the next one. Hot chocolate's so good.